In the bottom right-hand corner, we have, as the red Zerg, MTW DIMAGA.
DIMAGA. And in the top left, we have Jeffrey Brucey. Is that how you say his last name, I believe? Yeah.
No, it's a S-I, sh.
Oh, Brucey.
Yeah.
It is Dignitas Show, the blue tear in the top left. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You're trolling me, dude. Andre's actually a super big troll, and I
People
wish I
don't
could
know that,
record
man.
it. I wish I could record that because it would be like the funniest segments we have in NASL, watching the way Andre trolls Rotterdam.
I troll everybody.
It's so funny.
Mr. Bitter is my favorite person to troll. He is susceptible to everything. I'm
Yeah,
super
he
effective
falls for
against
almost
him.
every trick in the book.
I know. I told him pull my finger. He actually did.
You're like, hey,
He's
what's that on your collar?
Got him.
Got him.
He's like so susceptible to the
He
simplest
plays
of
Zerg.
trolls.
He's susceptible to everything.
Exactly.
Man. Don't you think? He's like, oh, I see a bunker. He must be expanding.
Nope. 4 racks
Silly
behind
bitter.
that. 5
Silly
racks behind
bitter.
that. Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. Anyway, I edited this map, the latter edition. Ohana was a very different map before I touched it. And I think it's actually overall a really good map. I hope Blizzard brings out numbers and they're like, oh yeah, it's a pretty balanced map. That'll be so awesome. It would make my day.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Make my life. Not just my day.
Because you want to be validated. Okay, so you can take a validation from Blizzard, but you can't take a compliment from me.
No, because you're worthless to me.
That's the meanest thing anyone has ever said to me.
Okay.
That's the meanest thing. That's literally the meanest thing anyone has ever said
That's
to
a
me.
lie.
It is.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
No way.
It's not a lie.
Ferdinand, don't even.
All right, that's not started here. We'll settle this later. DIMAGA. My producer's like, those are fighting words. I'm not here to start wars. I'm here to spread love. And also,
Is that what you've said before?
It is.
You said you were gonna pop my cap. If I quote you correctly, you are going to pop my cap, son. And I didn't appreciate that.
I don't even know what to say to you, Andre, anymore, but I do know what to say about this. SjoW is going for a very fast command center. Now, he does have some gas unused, and I say that 150 hasn't been used just yet, but he's gearing up for the Reactor Hellion follow-up, and I like that. Ohana's map, where the natural is a little bit easier to defend, so you can't exactly go for the Zerg run, by the way. DIMAGA has been trying to do it. But SjoW has been going for the same builds relatively, but I like the fact that he's going for a stronger mid-game this time, and that way he can deal a lot better with DIMAGA's attacks.
One thing to note is the third is a little bit more susceptible to open area, means Hellions are a bit stronger. It might be really nice to do some sort of Marine Hellion composition in this early game stage, and that way it enables you to just shut down your opponent's third. No fast third is capable, and then you play from there. Maybe even establish your own third. I've seen very fast triple command centers on this map, and from there you just play it off, and oh, strike that. We have a double reactor factory.
Yep.
Opening
this is really
for
cool. I saw this at DreamHack with Thorzane, and actually we saw Thorzane do it also in NASL with just double. If he goes double reactor, he just gets out a lot of Hellions. He shows the 6 normally that you're used to seeing, and then he comes out with 12, and it's all of a sudden, wow, I have 12 Hellions killing every single thing, especially for DIMAGA's style, which stays on Zergling for so long.
Exactly. And if DIMAGA doesn't have any indication to throw down additional spine crawlers, he'll be in so much trouble, because the way you defend against this is SimCity. If you can get enough spine crawlers, 2 or 3 is pretty appropriate, but if you can get enough spine crawlers, get evolution chambers to block out everything, what are you left with? These Hellions that really don't do that much damage.
SjoW misplaced his factory.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunate.
That is not that's not how you place it. Yeah, SjoW actually loses a little bit of time. Not that big of a deal, but the idea is just you get that production out faster.
Yes.
Just a little mishap. It happens.
Oh, it does. Now, DIMAGA might have a little indication that there's not a 3rd and 4th gas being taken. Of course, there's still a lot of things that could happen off of this. I think that's not really an indicator. I take that back. But we'll see.
Yeah, what are the indications, Andre? I mean, especially for DIMAGA at this point, how can he even see this coming whatsoever based off what he sees?
If he was able to see this 3rd gas not being taken, then he would be in a position where it's like, okay, spine crawlers, Thrown down. Here's another bad thing DIMAGA's doing, but little does he know. Taking down these Destructible Rocks, probably the worst situation that could possibly happen. It's like, hey, let me open up my back entrance for you. A reasonable thing to do.
No. That is definitely not what you want to do against any kind of intruders.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and not in Virginia and not here.
I don't follow. I'm sorry.
That's where the bed intruder was, right? Wasn't it the guy who said the famous song Antoine Dodson when he was like climbing in your windows, right? That was from Virginia.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. My producers even just said, yeah, okay. You're the one that's not hip on pop culture. But what DIMAGA's not hip on is how many Hellions are here? 14.
Oh, God. And this is bad. They just run directly in here. The Zerglings are going to get fried up.
Oh, man. Let it rain.
And now the drones. Woo. Oh, the drones. No. A Baneling Nest is going to be put down here. It is just about 75% of the way finished, but these queens, they're going to get roasted as well.
They're not even going to be able to hold the ramp like
no
that.
Way,
There's just way too many Hellions. One finally dies, but DIMAGA does have only Zerglings in production. Again, this is kind of the big weakness that SjoW is exploiting. DIMAGA running out of supply very quickly. The big thing is that he did manage to survive, or to save the majority of his workers. Only 10 have been killed. Last time we saw Thor's induced a ret, 34 were killed almost instantaneously. But is he going to protect the ramp? That is the huge thing at this point.
Banelings are so important to defend this. If you don't have spine crawlers in position, you need to get banelings out. It will be able to normally connect with those Hellions. And there it is, one big Baneling hit. Baneling hit. And
nice.
It looks like these additional Hellions will be surrounded. Nice job by DIMAGA. Let's go ahead and see repercussions of that attack. 13 drones killed.
Yeah, and a lot of supply larva has been wasted on Zerglings that instantly died as soon as they hatched. We see that SjoW is transitioning very nicely, getting a few more barracks. His mineral,
that's a lot.
His minerals did spike.
A ridiculous amount.
How many? He got 6. Yeah, he's got. Yeah,
not only that, he has
7.
And he has double factory siege tanks. So he's doing a big timing push directly after this. He's basically said, I've done a lot of damage to you, DIMAGA. I know I'm ahead in economy. You don't have the capacity to actually keep producing units. And look at this. These Hellions, they might get in here yet again. Is DIMAGA prepared for this? Let's find out.
Oh, his Banelings are chasing.
Nice. Back and forth.
This is very, very tight situation. And the big thing is, though, SjoW knows that Zerg's not going for a third. And DIMAGA's just in a tough situation if you think about it. Like, he has to spend whatever gas he gets on. Oh! The Banelings.
Now, SjoW, if he loses these Hellions, that's probably the worst situation he could possibly be in. This push is geared up to kill his opponent, right?
Yes.
Well, if you're up against Zerglings and Banelings, what's a great unit to have? Of course, it's going to be Hellions. So keep your Hellions alive. It'll empower your push so much more. And all you need to do is get a lot of Marines and siege tanks, and you're in a good position to...
There's a lot of answers to that question, what's good against Zerglings and Banelings.
Well, at this point in time.
Yes. I understand completely.
Carriers are great, but we're going to...
Carriers are good.
We're going to remove that from the...
Void Rays are pretty good, I guess, if you have, like, infinite time to work. Ooh. But look at this huge amount of Marines and tanks. Moving out towards the center of the map, SjoW, 134 supply to 89. SjoW, just the only last piece of the puzzle is taking a good fortified siege position. And DIMAGA running out of options. 16 Banelings. He finally opened up the back door.
Centrifugal hooks is up. Now, the evolution chambers are so close to finishing, just 30 seconds. I don't think he'll be able to do that. Oh! Okay.
A lot of Banes coming in. The Zerglings also trying to get surrounded, but SjoW just has to kite and off-creep. Those Banes are nowhere near as effective as they ever could be. SjoW cleans up the rest of this army. And things are not looking good from our Ukrainian Zerg. The Zergling reinforcements.
This could help out a lot if he can just get the 2-2-2-2 finished. So that's a big advantage for DIMAGA. 28 Zerglings out on the field, or excuse me, in production.
Oh, yeah,
and here we go. The Banelings just crashed through.
Oh.
Very nicely played. Do we have stim? Yeah, we have stim, of course. But yeah, SjoW has to back up from here.
Tank push.
And let me tell you, 2-2 Zerglings can hold off for quite a long time, so DIMAGA's fine. I would actually say he might be ahead, dare I say.
Yeah, I mean, well, SjoW, he didn't micro his Marines, and that doesn't help at all. But yeah, those 2/2 Zerglings really come into play, although the reinforcements from SjoW are getting picked off as well, so great job by DIMAGA to try to utilize whatever he can. But there's one thing that's for sure, is that DIMAGA doesn't have that strong of a drone count. He's at 49 compared to 61 of SjoW, and he's about halfway done, and he can continue to pressure and maybe even force that third to be canceled, because right now, at best, DIMAGA is just even in terms of with SjoW, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I still think he's a little bit behind.
So DIMAGA is giving up his upgrade advantage in about, what is that, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. He will no longer have the great, you know, upgrade advantage that he's been having this whole time. Of course, that's because the Hive hasn't been continued. If he got the Hive, there would be a different story. He would be able to get his +3/3. His Zerglings would be still a lot more relevant going into that mid-game, end-game stage. That is a little bit of a problem, but where DIMAGA is catching up is, of course, that income tab. There's finally the Hive, but it is delayed. It's another 100 seconds for that Hive to pop up, and then you have to wait until 3/3 finishes. It leaves a pretty giant timing where SjoW is equal in upgrades, and he's ready to fight his opponent.
We see the Zerglings and Banelings moving over towards the eastern part of the map. DIMAGA, is he going to try to see if he can force the third cancel, but the third's not even there.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, the rocks are pretty tender from the previous softening. And actually, those rocks might even be the gateway back into the natural. Or will it be a bait?
God.
DIMAGA trying to run into it. A massive stim from SjoW. Actually, he might as well go. He took a lot of damage on it. The Zerglings are running into the natural. There are a lot of SCVs, and it looks like SjoW's not going to be able to get it out just in time, as most of his economy is invested into those workers. SjoW does end up spilling DIMAGA, taking out a lot of those units, but he committed most of his army to it as well.
That's the big problem. Most of his army was over there. Now the drop in the top of DIMAGA's base will be cleaned up pretty easily. SjoW has to get out of there at this point, but unfortunately DIMAGA has not saturated his third base, and the counter push it's looking unstoppable, honestly. I mean, I don't know how DIMAGA is going to deal with this, because he has to deal with that drop still, so he needs units in the back over here. But additionally, like, yes, he's just now getting his infestors out, but they're not going to be out in time before SjoW already sets up his position and starts sieging up on that. Maybe. It's going to cut it close. It depends how, if SjoW actually identifies that he has this big advantage or not. And no, he's going to set out outside of the creep. That will give DIMAGA a little bit of time to start to...
plenty of time.
Yeah, to start to just, you know, mass up in that unit count.
It's hard to blame SjoW. He sees creep extended that much farther, and he wants to be really cautious. I mean, how many times as Terran have you moved on the creep thinking you have the advantage or you can push, and you just get surrounded immediately? Exactly, so SjoW doing it the slow, methodical way, very Thorzane-esque. And you see +2 weapons did finish just now, and a +1 vehicular weapon, so SjoW has those important upgrades finishing. And DIMAGA slowly getting pushed into a corner here. He's forced to evacuate his third immediately, and I like that. He's not going to try to do some epic defense and lose all his army.
Greater Spire is underway, and it's just about to finish. Does he have any Corruptors out in the field?
4 about to hatch.
All right, so good timing overall.
But will he have enough?
Exactly. I mean, what are 4 Corruptor or 4 Broodlords going to do at this point? SjoW is at 177 supply. Oh my god, he might actually take out a Corruptor. Yes, he does.
Ugh, that one stings. And the army supply tab is insane. 136 to 56. DIMAGA has to overcome 80 in the difference of supply. And that is quite a tall order for any.
Oh god, these siege tanks, they're firing up on the Banelings and the Zerglings. They're able to kill 1 Zergling, a couple Banelings. Excuse me, 1 Baneling, a couple of Zerglings over there. And here we go, the surge forward.
SjoW does a massive stem, and he's pushing in here. DIMAGA's supply block, oh, that is very crucial. And the Fungals do land on the Marines. Here we go. DIMAGA trying to engage with some of his Banelings, but the Broodlords hatch just under the Marines. A huge Fungal on the ramp, and SjoW has a lot of very, very critical health Marines. Yeah. And SjoW is moving back.
No continuation Fungals, unfortunately. And oh my god, SjoW is going to clean up a lot of these units. I think DIMAGA overstepped his boundaries way too forward.
And SjoW looks like he's intimidated by 3 Broodlords and 2 Infestors and a couple Corruptors. And that bark is way stronger than the bite. Look, SjoW's like, wait, no, I could actually just take that out. and he does find one of these infestors. SjoW doesn't have any answer, really. He doesn't I don't think he's actually even have a starport tech established that far. No, he only has...
What is DIMAGA doing, man?
Yeah, he's moving out here.
Oh, what do you say when you see a Zerg pushing out with 3 Broodlords and a single infestor? It's like, well, I guess I better back up with my 76 count.
Wow. SjoW doesn't even have... He doesn't even have a reactor on his starport, so he can't make... He's not even making anything out of his starport. In fact, SjoW's actually very low on resources. Huh. Well, he actually hasn't transferred his workers just yet. Now starting to saturate there, so it was a very slow push, and all of his attention was drawn there. But SjoW really doesn't realize how big his advantage is, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Man.
And DIMAGA, I mean, we've seen it in his match against Hero. He doesn't like to attack.
This would be if DIMAGA wins from this position. This would have to be replicated at the StarCraft Master level, because what he has to do to survive this is absurd. Look at how many Marines are on the field. 90. With I don't care how many Broodlords you have right now in this position. There's just no way you can hold this off. 3 Broodlords caught way out of position. But SjoW's actually going to back off for a moment.
And he's like, wait,
man.
Is that all you... Oh, but SjoW loses his command center, unfortunately.
What? He actually does lose the 4th, and that gives DIMAGA an inkling of hope.
Oh!
Man.
Good fungal growth.
This is ridiculous from DIMAGA. The fact that he can even hold off this long, and he realizes it. GG.
All right,
so quite an amusing game there from SjoW and DIMAGA. SjoW does take the series 2-1. I'm still kind of giggling over that because it was like 3 Broodlords and 1 Infestor.
Great choice in terms of build.
It's like, man, that composition is disgusting good. It's like, wow, Broodlord Infestor better run. Literally 3 Broodlords, 1 Infestor.
I don't even know if he had Vikings at that point. I think he was.
No,
making
he didn't have Vikings all game. It's really
whatever. It didn't really matter. Great choice of build orders, I have to say, by SjoW. The double factory Hellions, I think that was probably the most important thing. You know your opponent's style. You know your opponent is going mass Zergling, Baneling. Just get Hellions out, and you can transition very nicely as soon as you do a lot of damage. Obviously, he was able to do a ton. Only 1 Spine Crawler, not enough. The SimCity was there, but he just didn't have enough stuff to deal with the Hellions. And that really hurt him. But well played by SjoW overall.
Yep. So SjoW again takes the series 2-1. Thank you so much to the sponsor of that series. It was Kingston HyperX. Thank you so much for providing all of the SSD and memory for NASL, and also a nice SSD drive to the winner of the Sunday Showdown, which is this Sunday between Violet and Select. Make sure to get your subscriber pass for that series. We'll be back with our last series of the day and a special segment brought to you by none other than Mr. Bitter. Stay tuned for more action from Division 2 here at NASL.